How's it going, everyone? I am the Shaz here with a video preparing you on the 9th official SBL. This particular SBL isn't very complex, so let's try and get this video done as quickly as possible. The songs for this SBL are Snow Halation for Muse, Brightest Melody for Aqua, and Anata Risou no Heroine for Nijigasaki. The MVPs for this SBL are back to our classics: Voltage, SP gauges, and skill activations. The stat buff for this SBL goes to second years, who all get a 20% buff to their stats: appeal, stamina, and technique. The first song for this SBL is Snow Halation by Muse, a pure attribute song with a 15% appeal debuff to all cards, so bring your cleansers. The note gimmicks in this song affect pure attribute cards with a 10% skill activation rate up for the next 10 notes for pure cards, showing up 3 times, and a 20% SP gauge gain for the next 10 notes for pure cards, showing up twice. The appeal chances are all voltage based, which is easy, but all debuff off attribute cards in some way. The first and last ACs decrease appeal by 10%. The second decreases gauge gain rate by 10%, and the third decreases skill activation rate by 15%. Based on when this SBL happened in JP, there will be 2 common strategies likely to be seen on the global server for voltage runs. The first involves a voltage-based strategy revolving around Fez Chica, Fez Yo, and the new Mystic Fairy Ayumu, though if you're missing one of those cards, Uma Event Honoka is a decent, but not great, substitute. The second is an SP gauge fill strategy featuring Noble Princess Karin, Fez Kasumi, and Detective Pana. SP gauge cyclers will most likely have stretches in the song where they will try to exploit the gimmick notes and intra-AC gimmicks, with the best strategy involving Fez Kasumi, Detective Pana, and Fleur Rev, or the first free event Pana. Skill activation cheesers will probably do the same, trying to stick to an all-pure strategy during the third AC and when the skill activation rate gimmick notes come up. However, there are only 2 pure attribute URs with skill activation rate up tap actives: Huntress Rin and the recent free event UR Charming Devil Maru, and 2 SRs as well: Marching Band Rina and Marching Band Kanata. The second song for this 9th SBL is Brightest Melody by Aqua, a smile attribute song with a cleansable 20% off attribute debuff, so bring those cleansers again if your best team isn't fully on attribute. There are only 3 note gimmicks, each of which appears only once: a 20% SP gauge gain for 10 notes for SP type cards, a 20% skill activation rate up for the next 20 notes for guard type cards, and smile cards gain 20% appeal for the next 20 notes. The appeal chances are pretty straightforward in their requirements, but all of the gimmicks within them revolve around Aqua cards. No shit, Sherlock, it's Buddha Mellow! The first and last ACs are voltage based and give a 10% appeal buff to all Aqua cards. The second AC, which requires a 100k voltage SP gauge pop to clear, gives Aqua cards a ridiculous 50% SP gauge gain rate during the AC, which is a whopping 35 notes long. The third AC is another voltage based one, which gives a 10% skill activation rate up to Aqua cards. This song is pretty tricky when it comes to anticipating what is going to happen regarding voltage run lineups. The Smile First Year's comp is still obviously good here, but that means you lose out on the 20% SBL stat buff for second years. Whales might opt for the SP gauge filler strat with Miracle Voyageo, New World Kotori, and Christmas Setsuna, as it is full of second years, but then you only have 1 Aqua card that takes advantage of the AC gimmicks. You could run a second year's Aqua comp with Leo Chica, Miracle Voyageo, and New Year's Rico, but that just sounds weird because most whales either fully sell out on voltage types or gauge fillers, not run a hybrid strategy. Honestly, I think the most likely formation will probably look something like this: Fez Honoka, New World Kotori, Christmas Setsuna in one strategy, then another 3-card strategy consisting of some combination of Initial Yohane, Miracle Voyageo, Dreamland Ruby, Steam Maiden Maru, or Raindrops Kanan. SP gauge cyclers will probably think about filling up their formation with 6 Aqua SP gauge fill tap active cards, then holding a strategy with the appropriate skill activation rate up upon strategy switch cards that we've covered many times before. Skill cheesers will probably be tempted to try and work in Tokyo Runner's Setsuna for that one gimmick note that buffs skill activation rate for guard type cards, but it's not really worth it. They will, however, want to make an Aqua skill activation rate up strategy for the third AC, most likely using Fez Yohane, Charming Devil Maru, and yes, Initial Chika. The last song for this SBL is Anata Risou no Heroine, Shizuku's first solo. This song, like most of the first Nichi solos, features a 10% off attribute debuff, so remember to cleanse if you don't run fully on attribute. There is only one gimmick note in the song, which comes twice during the second AC, providing a 50% gauge fill upon being tapped. The ACs themselves are very straightforward. The first two ACs have no gimmick in them, the second requiring an SP gauge pop for 69,960 voltage. The third AC is voltage based and provides a 50% skill activation rate up to all cards, and the last is voltage based but provides a 50% crit rate increase. Voltage runs will most likely look like your normal run-of-the-mill whale team for elegant songs, Ves Koto, Ves Eli, Initial Yohane. The other alternative would involve Kasumi's second Fez card, Halloween Mari, and Fez Kanata. I would tend to err on the side of the voltage type strategy if your bond levels and bond boards are low on the SP types, as that can be a lot of voltage that you leak whenever the cards don't crit. SP gauge cyclers will also most likely run the Koto Eli Yoha comp if they can, but it's not entirely necessary, especially if those cards are at lower limit breaks. Skill activation cheesers don't really have anything to worry about in this song, so you'll see their best all-around strategies. That closes out this quick video on the upcoming 9th official SBL. As always, a huge thanks go out to Xifrid for help with the visuals for this and every video. Lastly, a big thank you to my Twitch subs, Shut-It, 86 Romy, Poker Dottie, AJ Bailey 3, Kotaro-chan, Madeir Cutie, Captain Cupcake, Super Penguin 7, Spicy Quiche, Darkgenic Smash, Halzion, Sin Ring, Anime Holic, Niji Teddy, and Skeleton Clicker, most of whom have gifted subs in the channel as well. I've been I Am the Shaz, take it easy, be nice to each other, and I'll see you all next time.